Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is my 34-week pregnancy update. This week I did not have a doctor's appointment, so I will not be going over my weight, but I will do my measurements for you, and I will get to my bump with my shirt up and also with my shirt down at the very end. So keep watching if you want to see how ginormous I am. But let's get to our symptoms. For the reoccurring symptoms this week: pelvic pain, pelvic popping, SPD, all the same. No worse, no better. Lower back pain, very mild, no worse, no better than last week is what I'm comparing this to. My leaky boob situation with the colostrum is still the same. My swollen toes and fingers are still the same as last week. My energy levels are still the same as last week. My desire for nesting is still the same, very strong. I think that's it for my reoccurring symptoms. So now for some new symptoms this week. Last week I had talked about my sweet tooth being off the charts and that I was hoping this week I would eat better. And I did. I did eat better this week. I had more avocado and like sweet potatoes and bell peppers and salads and stuff like that. But I also had quite a few sweets this week because I made cookies and brownies for a craft night that I hosted at my house on Friday, and only 2 people showed up, so there was a lot of sweets left over, and I tried to get rid of them, but the majority of them stayed with me at my house. So I've been eating a couple cookies and a brownie a day. Every day, just randomly in the middle of the day, because they're there, they're available, they're easy to grab, and when you have one, you can't stop, you have to have more. So I have been eating quite a bit of sweets, but at least I'm eating some healthier things as well. Next, with my nesting, we actually took some steps in the right direction of doing our nursery, and I could kick myself in the butt because I forgot to take before pictures. Like, this room was a really ugly green that was just awful. That's how it was when we moved in, and we just never ended up painting it. We've been here for over a year, but we found a Groupon and we hired some painters to come in to paint not only his room, but we're also transitioning my son Ranger's room from a nursery to a toddler room. So we also painted his walls the same color, which is a light gray, and it came out really awesome. So now we have to work on the closet, because the closet is a walk-in closet and it's huge and it has holes all the way up and down because these people were idiots before us, and they put those like metal things that go down the middle that have holes throughout them, so you have to drill holes all the way up and down the walls, and then they put shelves that just rest on them, kind of. I don't know how to explain it, but it caused a lot of holes in the wall, so we have to patch all the holes up and then paint that closet ourselves before we can start changing up the closet and making it look really nice and organized. But I'm so excited that I actually got to put effort into the nursery and my son's room this week. I will show you what we've done thus far in a separate video, because it's going to turn out really cute. I'm really excited, and we're working on some projects for it, and it's just going to be really great. I hope it turns out great. So I'm excited to start that process. Also, we sent out our name announcements to our families back home, and so now I can officially announce the name of our baby. So my son's name is Ranger, and so we have to come up with a clever name that goes really well with Ranger. And so the name that we came up with for our second born son is Roger James Doyle. The next thing that happened this week was waddling. I can't not waddle. Like, I have to waddle when I walk. I cannot put my legs together. It just hurts my pelvic area way too badly. So I am your official waddler. Another symptom that I've been having this week is going to the bathroom. Last week I had talked about how I've been having like phantom bathroom pains. Like, I feel like I have to go and then I go sit on the toilet and I can't go and it like goes away. This week they were no longer phantom. This week they were happening. So I think my body is starting to clear itself out to prepare room for baby, which is a great sign. And I would say the only other thing this week is just like the emotional level, is that I have been starting to get really nervous, not to be in labor or to have Hatcher, but to take away our family of 3 dynamic. I'm worried for Ranger, that he would feel second best, that he wouldn't feel a priority, that he wouldn't feel loved. I'm worried how he's going to handle the transition. I'm worried that we're going to have a hard time loving Hatcher as much as we love Ranger, because it's like, for anyone who has one child, you can't possibly imagine how you could love another human being as much as you love your own children. And I know everybody tells me, like, as soon as you hold him in your arms, you have more love to give. You just do. And it's a different kind of love, but it's not more or less than you love your other child. And so I know that that's what's going to end up happening, but still, it's still an emotional roller coaster just thinking about all of that. And I think it's really sweet. My husband's even worse than me. He tears up sometimes just thinking about how Ranger's going to do with the new baby and having to give attention to another baby and not giving our full attention to Ranger. And it was actually really sweet. I might cry telling this story because it's so sweet, and I'm really emotional and hormonal. But my son, he's 19 months old right now, and he is going through a phase where he has his moments of being really sweet, loving, and tender, and then being a bit of a monster, saying no and kind of throwing fits and stuff. But there's this moment where my husband was holding him. We were going to put him down to go to bed within the next like 10 minutes. My husband was holding him, sitting down in the rocking chair on the glider foot part, and I was sitting on the actual chair part, and my son just reached his arm, one arm, around my husband's neck. He pulled his head in to hold his head to hug him, and then reached out to me with his other arm and pulled me in, so the 3 of us were huddled together hugging because my son pulled us in. And it was just such a sweet moment. We were like, you know, we're never gonna have this. Like, this is it. Like, cherish this moment because things are gonna be so different. And we're so excited for the new change. We're so excited for Hatcher to be born. And I already love him so much, but just that sweet, tender moment, knowing that this is like the last time we're gonna have this, was a bit emotional for both of us. And we're like totally tearing up, like right now. So that has been new in the emotional department. Woo! Let me get myself together here. Another exciting thing this week has been we have started to receive gifts. We received 2 gifts prior to this, some outfits and a homemade blanket earlier on in the pregnancy. But we just started receiving gifts from our registry because I was thinking, like, oh my gosh, we're having another boy. Like, we're not going to need a whole lot because we already have everything. Wrong. They're so close together that it's like I need double of things, you know? Like, I want my son to keep his crib. He's not ready for a toddler bed, and his crib goes from a crib to a toddler bed to a full, and I want him to have that with him for the next, 18 years, maybe more, of his life, and we really wanted to give Hatcher the same thing. So we needed a new crib, and we need new bedding and a new mattress for the crib and all of that. And we're like, we only have like 3 towels for Ranger. We definitely are going to need to get more towels for the baby. I wanted to try a new kind of bottle that has like a different nipple to help transitioning between bottle and boob, and like so many different things that I'm like, oh my gosh, like we need this, we need this, we need this, that I didn't think about. We need a double stroller. Like there's actually a lot that we realized we needed. So we started receiving some gifts, and that was so exciting. We got all of our like bedding and some towels and some swaddle blankets and stuff, and I'm just really, really excited to get the nursery really put together and all of our new stuff put away and put where they need to go and washed and all of that. And speaking of washing, we also took apart our swing. We took the fabric off of that. We took the fabric off of the car seat and off of the boppy, and I think that was it. And we washed all of that and then put it all back together. So that's ready to go, nice and clean and fresh and dressed. And so we're just slowly preparing for his arrival. He'll be here very, very soon, 5 weeks? Next week I will talk about my birth plan, because this week on Wednesday I have my doctor's appointment where they're going to check my cervix. They're going to see if I'm dilated or effaced at all, see if the baby has dropped, come down a little bit, or all of that stuff. And on top of that, they are going to be checking my blood pressure, or not my, yes, they will check my blood pressure too, because that's what they do. But they're going to be checking my platelet count, because if you didn't already know, my platelets, my blood platelets, they hang out in the lowest of lows of the normal range. And last pregnancy, they went below normal. So when your platelets are below normal, you can't get an epidural. So, depending on where my platelet count is that they're checking on Wednesday, will kind of determine which route I'm going to go with my birth plan. So I have to wait for that to happen and get those results back. And then I'll share with you what we are planning to do in terms of my birth plan. Okay, so without further ado, let's get to the bump. Okay, so my bump is 46 inches around. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Thanks for sticking to the end. Leave a comment in the comment section below and let me know that you enjoyed this video, or you have any tips or tricks to share with me, or any thoughts on anything that I said. Also, if anybody else has low platelets out there, did you guys do anything to raise them and that sort of thing? Also, please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it, and subscribe to my channel if you liked this video and you want to see more videos from me. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all next week for my birth plan and my 35-week pregnancy update. Bye!